Middle-aged woman snuck into Keanu Reeves' library. Didn't even steal anything. Might have marked up some of Keanu's coloring books, though.
Whoa. Look at that color.
Oh, it's totally in my place where I read stuff, dude. What else?
David and Victoria Beckham's 12-year-old son has launched a modeling career.
Yeah, so in your face, morons who claim the entertainment world is run by nepotism. What else?
Well, Bill Clinton awarded Leonardo DiCaprio the Clinton Global Citizen Award.
Yeah.
What's that?
And in return, Leonardo let Bill smell his finger.
Hey, can we go celebrate after this ceremony here? Let's go to the best club in town.
Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants. My daughter is about to have a baby. I'm stocking up on cigars. The two things aren't related. Anyways, go on.
Kenan Thompson, he's in the news. He will reportedly leave Saturday Night Live after this season.
Yeah. Disappointing news for SNL viewers who hate to laugh. See what I did there?
Wasn't he born on TV?
I don't know. Kindly continue.
Paula Dean says she suffers from a crippling fear of public spaces.
Particularly public spaces that contain black people, I would imagine. It's funny because she's racist. Horribly, horribly racist. I'm not racist. I just thought it would be charming to have a plantation-themed wedding where I dress my black servants up as slaves.
It's charming.
Yeah. She's trying to... she lost all of her television stuff after that piece of news came out. So she started her own online television network. When asked how it was going, she replied, all white. Yeah. Go on.
Kim Kardashian says she'd love to be on Downton Abbey. It would be nice.
It's the first thing Kim's wanted to be on that wasn't a black pro athlete or a rapper.
Hey, yo, I'm going to let you finish with that joke.
That was an okay Kim Kardashian joke, but yesterday's Kardashian joke was the best Kardashian joke of all time.
A woman in Florida got a third breast implant so she'd look less attractive to men.
Speaking of useless boobs, what's Kanye up to? Ha-ha! See, it was a bit of misdirection. You thought it was going to be about the tri-breasted woman in Florida? No, back to Kanye. And that is why we make the medium bucks around here. What else?
In a recent survey, 54% of teenagers said life would be better without social media.
Yep, and then they posted that sentiment on Facebook, Twitter, Vine, YouTube, and Snapchat.
Retweet.
RT for Jesus.
What would Jesus tweet?
What would Jesus tweet? You know, I was thinking about this because the internet's kind of cool. I like Google. I like having that information at my fingertips. I enjoy being able to know stuff. But I think there was a tipping point, and I'm trying to figure out what that tipping point was in terms of when the internet stopped being useful and pushing us forward and started actively holding us back as a species. And I would probably guess it was right around the early 2000s. When did you first get broadband?
Broadband? You mean DSL? Wasn't that what they called it first?
Whatever wasn't dial-up. Whatever was faster than dial-up.
I was early,
when did you first get that?
Probably 03, 04, something like that.
Yeah. I think right around when people were first getting broadband, that's when things started to go horrifically south. Because around the advent of the internet, it was like, oh my God, all this information is going to be available to us. We're going to be able to just know stuff. We don't have to go to the library. We don't have to deal with the Dewey Decimal freaking system.
You can all just go to algore.com if you want to learn everything.
We can surf on the creation of Al Gore and just have this knowledge at our fingertips. How powerful is that? And that's true. And there was this idea, and I think for a while this actually worked. There was this idea that the internet was going to bring us as a species closer together. It was going to close gaps of geography, close gaps of understanding, close gaps of cultural differences, and let us live together in greater amounts of harmony. You know, it's easy to harbor grudges against people that you never see, don't deal with, don't understand, don't dialogue with, don't have conversations with. But when you can, I don't know, pull up a conversation via the interwebs with someone in a country that is completely different to ours, the Sudan, Ethiopia, places in the Middle East, Israel, Afghanistan, there was this idea that these boundaries, these borders, these divides between us as a species would be made smaller and understanding would grow. And for a while, I think that was absolutely the case. I think, look, obviously there were notable hiccups along the way that had more to do with human nature than anything else, but I honestly felt like for a while the internet was bringing us close together. And now I worry a lot. And I worry because everything is so customized. Everything is so built to cater to you. Everything is all about you not having to crowbar your ass off the couch and get everything you want without having to do anything other than pick up your phone, which on the one hand is great. The convenience is fantastic. But when companies like Facebook and companies like Google and whatever the hell company it is that you use to do your internet stuff with, you know, maybe you're a Luddite like me and you still use America Online. But this all caters to you. It puts you in a bubble where you were once able to reach out to people. You are now being closed off from people. So if you can find yourself a search engine, an email provider that is not customizing itself to you, your life is going to be bigger. And maybe we can do a little bit to tear down those divides that have started to spring up thanks to the interwebs.
Go ahead, favorite the show and enjoy AD on the go. iHeartRadio presents AD.
You know, I haven't had a Pop-Tart in a while. But there's no getting around the news that Pop-Tarts have turned 50. So I think I'm going to treat myself to a box of brown sugar cinnamon. Do you butter your Pop-Tarts, Funkhouser?
No, what is that?
I don't know, but some people, I can kind of understand it because, you know, the texture of a Pop-Tart, a little dry.
I'm a toaster strudel guy.
Yeah, see, not so dry, not like a Pop-Tart. But, you know, here's the thing. Pop-Tarts have turned 50, and in honor of that, I decided to pull out my favorite Pop-Tart bit. Whatever you do, don't bite them into the shape of a gun and bring them into school with you, because that'll get you thrown in jail. But here's Jerry Seinfeld on Pop-Tarts.
The Pop-Tart, by the way, was a moment in time when they invented, and I think Tom Brokaw tonight is going to be talking about the baby boom, and I am of that era. And when I was about 8, they invented the Pop-Tart. The back of my head blew right off. Right? Do you remember? Like, what? I was in the supermarket aisle with my mother, and I'm like, hold up, hold everything. What the hell is that? Fruit-filled frosted rectangles in a box, the same. The food is in the shape of the box. What is this? You open the box, they're not even in there. They're in packets. Remember the packets? Lined with some kind of metallic alloy from NASA to protect them from gamma rays and Russian satellites might shoot at your brown sugar cinnamons. You had to protect the... And you open the packet. How many were in the packet? 2. Why 2? 1's not enough. 3 is too many. That's why. It was perfect. Perfect vision of the future from Kellogg's. 2 in each packet, 2 slots in the toaster. So you're 8 years old, and you're like, I can do this. The toaster companies are in on it, too.
If you have a little time to kill on the interwebs, check out, I think the New York Times did it. They made a short video of Jerry Seinfeld, of him explaining how he writes jokes. And he explained the genesis of that joke. That how long was that, Funkhouser? Minute and a half, 2 minutes? Something.
Yeah.
How long was that? He said he'd been working on that for 3 years. 3 years. And he said, ultimately, that's what people want him to do. Devote an inordinate amount of time and energy to things that don't warrant it for their amusement. And we salute him for that. Because not only is he the greatest comedic mind of all time, as far as I'm concerned, he also was bang on about the Pop-Tart. And yeah, brown sugar cinnamon all the way. Assalamu alaikum. Speaking of which, there's going to be talk radio people screaming and shouting about what happened this morning. But we launched airstrikes airstrikes against militants in Syria. Now, here's the thing. There's all sorts of implications with regard to these airstrikes that we launched on ISIL militants in Syria, whatever the hell you want to call it, whatever form it's taking at this moment. The victory here, though, I think would probably be a foreign policy victory. He's driving us deeper. Obama is driving us deeper into a military conflict in the Middle East. And we're reluctantly embracing it. It's one of those things where, like, this is what we got to do. Like, when I've talked to people about it, like, this is what we've got to do. Do you really think it's going to do any good? No, not really, but we sort of have to. It's a weird situation. It is a weird situation. And so it's seeming like what we have to do is enter into this futile military conflict. Because somehow, despite the fact that we all know it's not going to do that much good, it is the right thing to do. I think you look for little victories, small victories inside of what's going on, and look to those to help provide a way that we can move forward in the future. And the one interesting thing about this is, well, there was cooperation with Arab partners. Significant boost to our efforts to take on the Islamic State militants who have been moving freely across the border between Iraq and Syria. Apparently, we were joined in the airstrikes by Bahrain, Qatar, or however the hell you pronounce it, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and the United Arab Emirates. They all participated in the strikes against the Islamic States. And I don't know. I'm kind of the opinion that we should go in, turn sand to glass, get the hell out, and secure the living bejesus out of our borders. Don't try and force democracy on people that don't want it. Don't try and force democracy. Don't try and build nations. Don't spend time and money trying to stabilize something that can't be stabilized. Just keep them in check. Be like, you're poking the bear. And you know what? This is what we do. We're American. We spend more on defense than any other country. We have air-to-ground support that can put a bullet in every square inch of a football field in 25 seconds. And that's what you're about to get hit with. And then we should get the hell out. But, you know, if we can manage to find some common ground with people that we've traditionally been a little uneasy with, if we manage to high five with United Arab Emirates about something, I'm not saying that lifetimes of looking at each other out of the corner of our eyes is going to go away, but you look for some upside to the situation, and it's a vague foreign policy victory. That's a positive spin I'm putting on it, if only for myself, so I can make some sense of what the hell's going on. But there is no sense to be made of this. There's just absolutely no sense to be made of it. The world is in a weird spot, and what happened this morning with regard to the airstrikes is only going to make it weirder. It's something that we all agree was the right thing to do, but we don't think it's really going to do a whole lot of good. It's so strange at the moment. And, oh, by the way, we talked a little bit on the show yesterday about Joe Biden and his incredibly poor choice of words, referring to predatory loan types as Shylocks, a term that's widely accepted as being anti-Semitic. And the fact that people jumped all over the alleged anti-Semitism in his statements took away from what was important. And there's a danger of this happening here with the airstrikes. How can we stop it? There is a way.
waiting to get washed away.